want you to listen.
Then what?
Share it.
With?
Whoever you share with, whoever you know, the people you're close to.
However, at UHF, the energy is off the chart. Melanin becomes a superconductor of electrical magnetic properties and of photonic light.
Well, it's really the past 30 seconds. Call it unobtainium. The unobtainium will take the heat and the pressure and transform it to energy, which in turn will shell. So the hotter and the deeper she gets, the stronger she gets. Theoretically.
The nanoparticles that are within all of our bodies right now that are in a dormant state, we have said, given permission for the activation of those nanoparticles.
And give birth to a whole new entity inside of you. So what they have to do is to keep the shit slowed down. So a lot of time when they was talking about this, they coming all on the TV and they telling you that the black man got this hypertension and all that kind of shit. They ain't never been concerned about IS. That means in actuality they're trying to slow that shit down because they don't want that extraterrestrial or that entity to be born. The nervous system speeds up, these things can connect. And your whole spiritual system can become illuminated. So they understand based on the psychological, astronomical cycle that at a certain time.
You see, the problem was they had they had the flying saucers, but they didn't have the drivers. I remember from my own personal experiments, this was under the Fifth Army General Hospital in Stuttgart, Germany, back in '76. I saw the sequence they were able to bring it to where they could actually create so-called life, or if you want, little gray aliens. They now have the pilots.
That's what they wanted for, to pilot these smaller craft?
All this, not smaller crafts. Some of them are sizable. But no.
Okay.
There's a bigger reason. You have to understand, this is all part of a 75-year-old plan the Illuminati has been working on. There's only one known thing that I'm aware of that terrifies them, and only one. And they've been working on this for 75 years. And this is the answer. Right now, if it were to happen in the next split second, they can cover up the rapture. How do you cover up such an event? Well, let's say a day, maybe a week afterwards, NASA scientists send out a global announcement that they have just spotted these giant motherships heading towards Earth. These wonderful CGIs on TV, they tell you, those people, we took them up to our motherships because they needed re-education. You people are truly the enlightened ones who will help to guide us and steer mankind into the golden age of humanity. And it's going to work because it plays upon the human ego, upon the pride of an individual.
My name is Carol Rosen. I'm an educator who became the first woman corporate manager of an aerospace company, Fairchild Industries. I'm a space and missile defense consultant. I've consulted to a number of companies, organizations, government departments, even the intelligence community. I was a consultant to TRW, working on the MX missile, so I was part of that strategy. I met the late Dr. Werner von Braun in early '74. At that time, von Braun was dying of cancer, but he assured me that he would live a few more years in order to tell me about the game that was being played. That game being the effort to weaponize space, to control the Earth from space and space itself. Von Braun had a history of working with weapons systems and had escaped from Peenemünde to come to this country and landed as vice president of Fairchild Industries when I had met him. Von Braun's purpose in life during the last years of his life, his dying years, was to educate the public and decision makers about why space-based weapons are a dumb, dangerous, destabilizing, too costly, unnecessary, unworkable, undesirable idea, and about the alternatives that are available. And as practically a deathbed speech, he educated me about those concepts and who the players were in this game, and gave me the responsibility, since he was dying, of continuing this effort to prevent the weaponization of outer space. He invited me to come up on the platform with him, and actually he's holding on to me in this picture. I'm trying to get off of the platform, and he's holding on to this, trying to make me laugh. He's telling me jokes. The strategy that Werner von Braun taught me was that first the Russians are going to be considered to be the enemy. In fact, when I met him in '74, they were the enemy, the identified enemy. We were told that they had killer satellites. We were told that they were coming to get us and control us, the dirty commies, that whole story. First, the Russians were the enemy against whom we're going to build space-based weapons. Then terrorists would be identified, and that was soon to follow. We heard a lot about terrorism. Then we were going to identify third world country crazies. We now call them nations of concern. But he said that would be the third enemy against whom we would be needing to build space-based weapons. And the next enemy was asteroids. Now at this point, he kind of chuckled the first time he said it. Asteroids, against asteroids we're going to build space-based weapons. So it was funny then. And the funniest one of all was against what he called aliens, extraterrestrials. That would be the final card. And over and over and over, during the 4 years that I knew him and was giving his speeches for him, he would bring up that last card. And remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens. And all of it, he said, is a lie. A lie. I think I was too naive to know at that time the seriousness of the nature of the spin that was being put on the system. And now the pieces are starting to fall into place. Werner von Braun never spoke to me about any of the details that he knew, or might have known, or thought about related to extraterrestrials, except that extraterrestrials were one day going to be identified as an enemy against whom we are going to have to build an enormous space-based weapon system. Even though he didn't give me the details, however, the look in his eyes made it clear to me that he knew that there was something going on that was a big secret that he could not divulge. Werner von Braun actually told me that the spin was a lie, that the premise for space-based weaponry, the reasons that were going to be given, the enemies that we were going to identify, were all based on a lie. I've been tracking the space-based weapons issue for about 26 years. I have debated generals, congressional representatives. I've testified before the Congress and the Senate. I've met with people in over 100 countries. And I have not been able to identify who the people are who are making this space-based weapon system happen.
Where'd he go? Where'd he go?